Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. This is Loli. Today I bring you two beautiful fall decor DIYs using Dollar Tree products. I hope you enjoy them. Let's go right into them. For our first inspiration piece today, I'm going to use these pumpkins that I got last year from Dollar Tree. The first thing that I did was completely sand down the letters and the glitter off the front. I removed that raffia bow, and we are going to sand down also the little stems of each one of the pumpkins. Also, I removed the stickers from the back as well. Now I'm coming in with some of my white Black & Decker paint and primer, and I am painting the entire pumpkin, just making sure not to get any paint on the little stems that you see there. I want those to remain the way they were, and I already distressed them. So I took about 3 coats of the white. While the paint was still dry, I came in with that charcoal color from Anita's, and I'm just dry brushing some of that onto each one of the pumpkins just to give this a little bit more, I don't know, rustic feel. I like, distressing, and I do like to distress while the paint is still wet so I can always blend it in other areas in between. Then I'm taking here my heat dryer, drying everything up because I'm not patient at all. And then I took this sign from Dollar Tree and I'm going to just paint the top using a little dauber. Dried it with my heat gun because again, I am impatient. And then I'm going to take this decal that I cut from my Cricut, and I cut the word hello. So I am adding each letter to each one of the pumpkins. But guess what, guys? How many letters in the word hello? 5, that's right. I painted 4 pumpkins. But anyway, I just went off camera and I went over and painted another one. And now we're gonna continue to glue our letters to each one of the pumpkins. So on here, I just use, just eyeballing it. I didn't measure anything. Just trying my best to get the letters nice and centered so they are even. And there you see me put on the last L. And I just did that. Then I'm coming in with another decal that I cut as well that says fall. And I am positioning it right on the side of that little sign that I painted the top of. I'm just using my nail just to make sure that it adheres properly before I remove my transfer tape. Then I turned over the little sign like that. We're gonna use it as a vase. And now I'm arranging each one of the pumpkins on here. I wanna make sure exactly what spacing I'm going to be using before I add any glue or anything. So here I'm just doing a little rough draft of where each one of the pumpkins are gonna land, making sure that I have a nice spacing. And now I'm coming in with this wood glue that I actually got at Dollar Tree. Is from Loctite, and I'm adding wood glue to the middle portion of the bottom of each one of the pumpkins, and I'm using some hot glue on the other 2 sides just to make sure that I have some immediate hold, and that wood glue is going to hold it in the long run. And I'm just going, I did the first one, the middle one, because I figured those 2 will be the guides for the other ones. So I just glue them the same way you see there with the same combination until they will all lay down the same way that you see right on there. And this is how it's looking so far. Now I'm going to come in with some of these florals from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use the florals and the little leaves as well. So the first thing that I did, I removed the leaves from one of the stems, and I'm going to go ahead and remove the little, actually no, I didn't remove it, I just put it on there. So I put some of the hot glue at the little edge at the bottom of that leaf, and then I stuck it into the groove there. Then I took one of the little flowers and did the same thing. I stuck it onto the leaf that I glued before and waited for it to dry. And here I'm repeating the same process with another one of the flowers. And already I'm not done yet. So I'm taking some more of those little leaves that came from this pick, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and take one of them and I'm going to cut them into individual leaves. So I'm just following the outline of the leaf, so normally have that taper up at the end, and I'm just trimming any excess to give it that form. Then I added a little bit of hot glue on the back of the corner of one of the leaves and placed it down right there at the end, as you see there. Then I did the same exact process on the other side of the pumpkin. I just like to have everything symmetrical and balanced. I don't know, otherwise I feel like it's out of sorts. So I did that, and now I'm going to come in with, I'm going to do the same thing with another leaf. Added another bit of hot glue to the back and attach it to the other leaf. Here you're gonna see exactly what I mean. It's probably easier for you to see that than for me to explain. So I'm just adding a little bit of hot glue there, and I'm positioning it right next to the other one to form that little figure. I did the exact same thing on the other side, and now I'm going to do it in the middle as well. Mishap number one. Look at that leaf, guys. Get stuck to me. Look, look. I don't know how that happened, but anyway. So I just added those two little leaves on there. And for now, I'm going to just leave it as be because I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with that part because I don't want to cover the word fall using a flower. But I did add 2 flowers to the other 2 little leaf pairs that I put on the H pumpkin and the O pumpkin. I trimmed off some of that little, piece that goes in the back just so it sits a little bit better and I have more contact area for this to stay nicely glued to my piece. So once I did that, I'm coming back with some of these raffia bows that came from these same pumpkins, but I just flopped them up and I'm taking the biggest one that I made and put it right in the middle, and I'm putting smaller ones on the H and the O. But I also wanted to make sure that everything was symmetrical and that I didn't have anything too long. So I trimmed the bow in which the first L was on, just for it to have a nice finished look. And then I glued the other raffia bow to the O right there. And for the middle, I took this piece of ribbon from Dollar Tree and I created an awareness bow, cinching it in the middle, and I'm adding a piece of raffia to tie it so it looks nice and finished, and then that bow kind of coordinates with the little bows that we put in the top. And just added it right in between the 2 leaves, but this was a little bit too long. The little feet or the little tails of the bow was a little too long. I didn't want it to cover that word fall, so I just trimmed them off. And look how cute that looks. I guess I didn't trim it enough. Here I was trying to be very careful not to cut one of my flowers. And this is what it's looking so far. And let me know how you like it. My friends, this video is part of an awesome collaboration. It is the Hello Fall, and it is hosted by Tammie from the Rusted Willow and Ellie from DIY From House to Home. And their guest host this month is Farmhouse Frugality. The link to their channels and to the playlist will be linked in the description box below and linked in the comments. Be sure to head on over to the playlist so you don't miss out on so many great creations for this collaboration. Thank you again, and here we go with the second inspiration. For this one, I used one of these wood rounds from Dollar Tree. I removed the tag and the hanger, and I'm going to clean it nicely and sand it down. And then I'm going to take my white Black & Decker paint and primer and give it about 3 coats. Once that dried, I'm going to come in using some of these stencils from Temu. I got these and they cost me $6.98. It's a great, buy. I love the price and they're actually pretty good quality. You're gonna see me use this set for the first time. Here, I'm trying to figure out exactly which one I want. That one didn't work because it was like a mermaid. They have so many. Look at the cow print, guys. I was so tempted to use that one. And these 2, I was going back and forth with those. But look at all these beautiful patterns that you can create with these stencils, guys. I am so excited. But I ended up going for this one. I just thought it looked like fall, like that plaid, rustic plaid. So I made sure to put the stencil nicely lined up with the edge of the root round, and then I taped it down using some masking tape. But I'm not going to tape it down at the other end. I'm going to flip it over to the other side, and I'm going to tape that side down, making sure not to affect that line right there. Then I came in with some burnt umber from Apple Barrel, and I'm going to paint that bottom section, but I'm going to use the edge of the stencil as a guide to have a nice straight line. So I added, little bits of the paint onto my brush, and I just kept, pressing down on the stencil itself to avoid having any spaces in between there for any paint to leak through to the other side of the stencil. Once I painted completely that section right there, and please remind you that I'm using the paintbrush fairly dry. I'm not adding a lot of paint because I don't want to have it bleed and give me more work later on. And then once I got that section completed, I came back in with the second coat, just keeping my strokes short so it will resemble wood. Then I removed a little piece of tape that I positioned on there to not have it move. And I'm going to flip the stencil over that piece again once it's dried. And then I'm coming in with some of this Waverly chalk paint in the color Pumpkin. And I'm using a makeup brush, not a makeup brush, I'm sorry, a makeup sponge to dab this in. I find that this, gives me pretty good control over the amount of paint that I have, and it prevents a lot of bleeds. And you see there, I'm just, doing that, and I did it like twice. And look at this, guys. Oh my gosh, that came out so stinking clean. Look at that. No bleeds whatsoever. I love it. All right, so then I took one of these decal packs from Dollar Tree, and it had the word grateful at the end. So we're gonna add it to this. But first I added a nice healthy coat of Mod Podge to the top section of the round. Then I took that grateful decal and I'm adding it right there onto that white portion of the board. I can't talk, guys. It's like 2 in the morning. I'm exhausted. I'm sorry. But anyway, if you notice, the decal is the exact same color as the pumpkin paint, which it was so cool. Anyway, then I took some more of that Mod Podge and I added it on the entire surface of the wood round. First, I walked on the white just to make sure that no color will go onto it. So I did the white first, and then I moved on to the other colors, and there was no bleed, thank God. Sometimes it does bleed, but right now it's not. And then I set it to the side to dry. Then I'm coming in with some of these beads. The pack of beads that you see there came from Hobby Lobby, or actually Michael's on clearance, and the other beads are from Easter. So I took the orange beads, put it in a skewer, and now I am staining it using just like a little dry brush of the antique wax from Waverly. And then I'm using my dryer to dry that up. I just wanted this to not be as, it was a very strong orange. I wanted to mute it down a bit. Then I muted. Now I threaded my orange pumpkins onto the hanger that it came with. I did a ratio of 3 to 2 on 3 orange beads and 3 to 1. 3 orange beads, 1 big brown one. I actually did 3 in the middle, then a brown, then 3 again, then a brown, and then 2 on each end. But guys, I didn't really like how short it was, so then I ended up, taking a piece of jute cord and moving all of these to another piece of jute cord. You can see how you see the white pieces from the hanger showing. I did not like that at all. And I had these maple leaves that I got from Dollar Tree last year, and I thought they were the perfect color for this wreath. I added them like that, as you see there. That was my first instinct to do that. I made sure first to change the hanger. I wanted this to be tied up, so I will be able to put the leaves right on top of that jute cord and glue it, and not have to worry about the plastic piece melting or making things uneven. So I did that, and now I'm coming back in to add those leaves. Okay, this is one version of what I did. At first I was feeling like I was extra this day, so I took 2 for each side there. I'm trying to cover that jute cord that is on the wood round there with some cute embellishments. So I did that by gluing those onto there, but I didn't like it how it turned out, so I removed them. But before I put some of these flowers on there, I don't know, let me know how you like that one. And then I took some of this burlap ribbon from Michael's, and I'm going to just go ahead and cut a section to position right there where the 2 colors join, and I just glued it on using some hot glue. Then I flipped it over and glued the little ends to the back of my wood round. And I did that with both sides. And this is how it's looking. Let me know what you think. And of course, I'm not done. So now I'm creating a bow using some burlap ribbon from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to go ahead and dry it and glue it right there in the middle between both the flowers. Then I took one of these bows from Dollar Tree and I removed the tails off of it, and I'm just gluing it back in place to form that circle once more. Then I added some hot glue to the back of it, and I am gluing it right on top of the other bow. Then I wanted to cover some of those leaves because I felt like they looked like ears of a reindeer. So I added the tails that I took off to the sides there, and I just glued them underneath. But guys, you know, after I did that, I didn't like it. I'm going to show you what it looked like in a second. Like after I did this was, you know, yesterday I did this. I used these leaves, and I used the ribbon and the tails, you know. I was liking that yesterday. Today I came home and I didn't like it too much. And see, this is what it looked like yesterday. And then today I said, no, thank you. And I removed all those embellishments off. I just took, you know, the leaves, the tails. I just felt like a little bit too much today. I was feeling more of the simplicity, and I wanted that pattern in the bottom to be the main attraction, if you know what I mean. So I just carefully remove every single thing from there, the bows, the leaves, everything. So I decided to only add the sunflowers onto the little section there on top of the jute cord to hide that up, and the bow. Once both sunflowers were attached, I came in with the bow, added a nice healthy amount of hot glue on the back of it, and I am going to glue it on the wood round right there in the middle between the two flowers. And that is it for this one. Let me know what you think, if you like the first version or this more simplistic one. I like this one much better today. And here we go with the final reveal. As always, don't forget to leave me a comment and let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe. My friends, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be blessed, be a blessing, and craft responsibly. And if you would like to follow me on social media, here are my social media links. And don't forget to visit my friends on the playlist. And if you would like to watch some more of my video, here's a suggestion, and you're more than welcome to binge with this other playlist. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are amazing. Bye.